I wanted to share with you some thoughts about prosperity. In the process of doing some writing on prosperity, I realized that we have so much energy wrapped up in ideas of money and success. Especially as men, I think we're biologically wired to feel like if we don't bring in a certain amount of money and the success of our family and our standard of living, that we're a failure, and that it brings up a lot of issues. So if you're a man and you're listening to this, it may be more of a hard lesson to learn than for women, and I don't know if that's true or not, so forgive me if that doesn't apply to everyone listening. But I've noticed some amazingly powerful patterns that go through the whole idea of success and prosperity. In fact, for the last year and a half, I've gone through some incredibly powerful lessons that have to do with money and success and so forth. But I have learned so much that I wanted to share, because it is very important to understand something, that it's not the outer form of your life that determines your true prosperity. And let me give you an example of that. If in your life right now someone came to the door and announced to you that you had just won $10 million in lottery. Now, if you played in your imagination with that idea, you'd probably imagine that all of your problems, or at least most of your problems, would be solved. Definitely your problems with money would be solved. Now, the interesting thing with that is, let's play this imaginary game, and you've just been awarded a $10 million lottery winning. Now, for the next week, if you were interviewed and NBC came in or CBC came in and videotaped you, and they interviewed you about your experience, you might share how great it felt to have all this money and so forth, and how now you don't have any money problems, and you can do all the things you've wanted and buy all the things you've really wanted. Now, what if at the end of that week of filming and you had this certain set of experiences, someone came to you and announced, "Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, we made a mistake. You didn't win. There was an error on the lottery numbers, and you didn't win any money." And now the same experience, the crew coming in to videotape you, you might share how incredibly sad you were, and disappointed and frustrated, and there may even be people that would feel, "Oh my gosh, this is the worst news I've ever had." Well, were you prosperous during that week? Think about it. What really happened was simply you were given a suggestion, a thought, and that thought was that you have money in the bank, and that gave you that experience. Was there actually ever money there to begin with? No, there never was money. Someone said that you won the lottery, and so you had all of these experiences. And then again, someone said you didn't win the lottery, and you had all these experiences. Well, right now, we all think our life is a certain way based on a certain pattern of thoughts. For example, you think you have a certain amount of money in the bank. Is that true? Is it really true? And those of us that are hardwired to believe in what we think of as facts, may not be willing to look at this, but you don't know how much money you have in the bank. All the money could have been taken out. The bank could have gone out of business. You could have, just like so many people in today's economy, things that they thought were solid, I have certain kind of investments, certain CDs and so forth, and they've come to be shocked about how the things that we think of as so solid and real aren't as solid and real as we thought. The good news about the challenges of the economy, and I don't mean to belittle this, if any of you are having some financial challenges, I'm sure most people in the world are having some in one form or another. I don't mean to belittle that. I know how challenging that is. But if you're going to have the feeling, the experience of true prosperity and freedom, we all need to question what is prosperity. And once we're ready and willing to look at it, our experiences in life don't come from the outer world. It's our thoughts about them. that determine our experience. I've been with people my entire life that have come from every end of the scale. People that have absolutely no money to people who have a ton of money. And the most shocking thing that I discovered for me in my early days was, you know, sitting talking with someone who was making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year and then complaining about how they didn't have enough money and how they felt trapped by their situation. And I remember being so shocked at that, you know, at a time when, let's say I was making $50,000 a year and I'm sitting with someone. I have one particular memory in particular, a guy named Larry, and he was making $250,000 a year. I was making $50,000 a year, and he was complaining about how he didn't have enough money. And I said, I don't understand that. I mean, how much do you need to survive? And he went on to explain how he needs this much for this house and this much for this house, and his wife needs this much, and he's got these cars, and then his taxes, and then, you know, and he made $200,000 one year, and the next year he only made $100,000. So then he went and borrowed the money, and on and on and on about this story. And I've met other people who had, in fact, a friend of mine growing up had a ton of money. He used to travel and go helicopter skiing, and he's the most unhappy person that I ever knew, and I felt really sorry for him. But why did he feel so lacking? And in his particular scenario, he believed the only thing that would make him happy is to find the one true love, and he could never find that person. So everyone has their own stories of why they don't feel like they have enough, but until you're ready to take a clear look at it, it's not your outer circumstances that determine your experience, it's your thoughts about them, what your beliefs are that make you feel either prosperous or lacking. And it takes a lot of courage to look closely and to really see, are you really the victim of these circumstances? Or is it your thoughts about these circumstances that determine your experience? And I don't care what is going on in your life, you don't know if you're going to be alive tomorrow. You could walk outside and, heaven forbid, you get hit by a bus. But all of your problems are based on some imagined future. You know, I don't have enough money to pay for my car, and so, you know, they're going to come and get my car tomorrow. You don't even know if you're going to be alive tomorrow. So is that a real problem, or is it an imagined problem? And there's a lot of people that are going to be watching this video and have a variety of circumstances. So again, I don't want to belittle your challenges. I know how challenging it can be to have, you know, emotional pain, physical pain, or whatever it may be. But if you're brave and courageous enough to realize that it is not your circumstances that determine whether you're prosperous, whether you're happy, whether you feel free or not, it's to realize that our true nature lies beneath, below, and beyond all of the busy thoughts that we have come to accept as our reality. And for those of you that know me, I love to use the analogy with the waves in the ocean, but our belief that we're a physical body and our circumstances run our lives are like the top of the ocean, and we've become lost in wave consciousness. We feel separate and alone. We feel like we've, you know, began at birth and will end at death, but who we are is actually deeper than that, more than that. We're spiritual beings. We're energy, alive intelligence that's having the experience temporarily of being in this body. And once we awaken to our true nature as the ocean that's connected with everything, that's infinite and powerful and wise and timeless and peaceful, and we can have a sense of that at any moment, right now or whenever you're ready, then all of the things that become so we're so attached to with our lives, our body and our finances and our possessions and all the things we have, aren't so serious anymore, and they don't have the power over us. Hopefully something that I said right now rang true with you. Find someone, some teaching, some books, some meditation, some practice that does remind you of this. I spent 25 years investigating the truth of what our real nature is, and it has made a major difference in my life. I've had the most incredible teachers that have reminded me of who I am, and if I can be a part in reminding you of who you are, then I feel like I've completed my mission. So let me know if I can help. This video will be going out to a lot of websites and so forth, and if I can help in any way, let me know. God bless and have a great day.